friends, welcome to class. I'm so glad to have you here. As you know by now, my name is Doll Uttanasana, and gosh, it just feels good to be back to practicing together after a little break, a few weeks away. I was enjoying the holidays with friends visiting, and it just feels great to be getting back into the routine again. I know for some people getting back in the routine can feel daunting, or all sorts of feelings can come about. But I really want to encourage us to get back into our yoga practice. If you took a break or not, either way, can we approach it with excitement, with energy, with vigor? And this doesn't mean like pounding it in a way of a fitness New Year's resolution. No. When I say approach it with excitement and vigor, I mean get excited about what it is you love about the practice. And that can just mean yin yoga, it doesn't have to be super intense. While this practice will be more physically intense, it doesn't have to be the sole focus of your practice in the new year. I actually am someone that I don't really set New Year's resolutions. I do that more during the turn of the seasons and the equinoxes and things like that. But I do always appreciate an opportunity to view things in a new perspective. So how can we view our practice in a new perspective? Today I am viewing my practice as an opportunity to wake up, to energize, to really invigorate so I can enjoy my day to the fullest. It's that simple. This is going to be a most levels friendly practice. We will be building up some heat. We will be activating the whole body. I'm not going to be cueing any props. You could always use them if you like. And that's pretty much it. I'll try to keep it somewhat concise for you, starting out the new year in a fun way. And we'll just get into it from standing today in Tadasana, Mountain Pose. Set any props or blankets aside, we will be needing them. Take your feet wide, spread your toes, untuck your tailbone, tall through spine, roll the shoulders back and down, and open your palms. Mountain Pose looks so simple, but it's one of the most invigorating postures when done with intention and activation. As you push down through your feet, you elongate through the quads, you engage the glutes, you engage the core, you open the chest, you stretch from tail to crown. Close your eyes if it feels safe. And we'll acclimate to breathing here. We won't be here long, just a handful of cycles of breath. Meeting yourself where you are at. Connecting to any intention you have for practice. Like I mentioned, I want to invigorate and look at my practice in new ways. It's a chance to awaken the whole body, mind, spirit. There's lots of new ways to approach a practice. You'll know what this is inside your heart. And if you don't right now, maybe you will at the end of practice. Maybe you will at the end of the next 5 practices. There's no right or wrong here. That's my point. Take one more big cycle of breath. Fill up your belly, your lungs. And a huge breath out. Slowly blink your eyes open, let some light in. And stay where you are. I'm just gonna face the camera so you can see me better. We're gonna start with some side bends. So bring your arms up. And you can do the whole grabbing opposite wrist thing. One much easier way to do it is to just interlace your fingers and bring them above your head and keep them like this as we side bend. So draw the front ribs in, tone your low belly, and arc over to the right. Push down through the left foot. Look to the left possibly, or to the right. See what feels better. Come to to center and switch sides. Go over to the left, push down through the right foot. And see which gaze feels better for your neck. Come to center. As we dip to the right again, we're going to step the left leg behind the right. Come onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot. And arc your body over to the right. Big side body stretch in this Krishna crescent. Push through the right foot to come to center. Switch sides. Step the right foot over to the left. Reach the left and open the right side body. It's a lot of lefts and rights. One more time per side, just one breath per side. Keep low belly toned, ribs in. Come to center and switch. And come to center. Open your arms wide, super wide. Keep your feet about hips distance apart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, twist open to the right. Twisting from the belly, keeping the arms open. Could be a gentle twist, nothing too crazy. Come to the center and exhale, switch to the left. The arms open wide, shooting energy out through fingertips as you twist. And come back to center. Bring your hands to your thighs. Start to bend the knees a bit, like a gentle, fierce pose. And we're going to take cat and cow here today. So inhale, open your chest. Bring the elbows back. Exhale, push your hands into your thighs and round your spine. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, empty out. One more round like this. I'm going to take off my glasses because I feel like they're going to fly off. And then from here, come into a bit of a deeper, fierce pose. Spin the thighs back, push down through the feet, reach the arms up. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Slow and steady, but still strong. We got it. Let's invigorate, find length in the spine, strengthen the glutes. After that 3rd breath, bring your hands to your heart. Bring the left arm forward and the right arm back and find a twist here with open arms. Gaze back, 2 breaths. And from here, keep the right leg where it is, keep the arms where they are. We're just gonna step the left leg back in a twisted high lunge. You can keep the arms open, you can bring them in a prayer and hook. Neither is better, they're just different. Enjoy either twist. Maybe close your eyes for a few breaths. Get strong and open in the legs. Eventually coming up through the high lunge, just to shift open right away into warrior 2. So right foot is forward still. Bend the right knee deeply, open the hips, push down through the left foot, open the arms wide. Hold warrior 2. Breathe into the sides of your rib cage, the back of your heart. And then we're going to pivot into goddess. So point the heels and the toes out. My back is facing you, that's okay. And from here, we're just going to lower the hips down. You can bring your hands at your hips. You can bring them out into cactus on your thighs, whatever feels better. Maybe take a little dip. So dip your left shoulder down, gaze right. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip your right shoulder, gaze left. To center. Okay, let's get into some strength. In your goddess pose, we're just going to find some pulses up and down. Deep breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll slowly come back forward, graceful or not like me, not graceful on my part. Whew, come back through your high lunge. Bring the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, cactus your elbows, open your heart. Draw the front ribs in, engage your belly. Reach the arms forward, straighten through the right leg, reach, reach, reach. Come to balance on the right leg through warrior 3. And then bring the left knee up. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Flex the left toes, sink your hips down for temple pose. One of my favorites, y'all know. We're strengthening through the leg, we're balancing, we're also opening through the hip in a very juicy stretch. Lengthening and opening through the low back as well. And push through the right foot, come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a couple breaths before second side. Connect to breathing. While I am inviting my practice to invigorate me this year, I'm also viewing it in a new way of patience. I mean, I've always tried to be patient, but I'm finding a new threshold of patience. Letting my breath catch up with me, learning to retrain the breath. Asthma picked up a bit again, and I am remembering that this is a really great opportunity to just meet myself where I am. I can still practice even though I have asthma, and you can still practice no matter what ailments you may have. Just meet yourself where you are, okay? Okay, let's come into fierce pose. Bend the knees, load the hips back. Really get strong here in your fierce. Right away, we're just gonna reach the arms up. Draw the front ribs in as you lengthen through spine. And from here, right arm goes forward, left arm goes back as you twist in your fierce pose. Empty your belly. We're going to push down through the left foot to step the right foot back in this twisted high lunge. Remember, you can keep it open, or you can bring your hands into a prayer and hook. Right elbow outside of left thigh. A few breaths. Then we'll open up into warrior 2. So left leg is leading, right foot is back, legs are nice and wide, as well as your arms open nice and wide. Gaze past left fingers for a few breaths. Find some stillness and strength in this shape if you can. And we'll come into goddess pose. Heels in, toes out, hips back. Start with your hands on your thighs, push into them to release your low back a bit, if that's needed. And then instead of the pulses, we're gonna do heel lifts. So your hands could be at your heart or on your legs. If they're on your legs, it's a little easier. We're gonna lift the right heel, lower it. Left heel, lower it. Kind of engaging the calves, the inner thighs, the whole leg really will feel this for 8, 7, 6, you got it, 5, keep your belly in, 4, 3, 2, strong hips, 1, come to center, face forward, high lunge, reach up. Exhale, cactus your elbows. Reach forward until you balance on the left foot. In warrior 3. Pushing out through both feet, engaging your belly. till you come up. Bring the right knee up. The right ankle crosses over left thigh. Flex the toes. Sink low in temple pose. Take a few breaths here. And slowly come back to Tadasana. We'll just take 2 breaths this time. Notice we haven't done a single chaturanga, but we're building up some heat, or if you're really engaging the muscles, you should be feeling strong. Slow does not mean weak. All right, let's come on down to a forward fold, Uttanasana on the exhale. Shake out your neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and step back to a plank pose. Let's get some upper body work in now. You can always modify on your knees, remember that, okay? I'm just going for the energizing burst today. So I'm gonna come up into a full plank, shoulders over wrists, fingers spread wide. Pushing into fingers. We're holding here for a bit. Scrub your hands towards your feet. Find your breath, find your focus, find your will. Engage your core. Exhale, chaturanga, and then to the earth. Untuck your toes. Push down through your feet. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Retuck toes. Come back to plank. And from here, you can just hold plank if this is a lot. If you want more, you can tap your right hand to your left shoulder and switch. Really strong arms. See how controlled you can make it. Just do a handful more. And lower through chaturanga to your belly. Untuck your toes, bring your hands a little wider. Inhale, cobra. Open your heart. Exhale, lower down. Hands under your heart. Lift back up through plank. You can just hold, or you can reach the right arm forward and switch. Reach the left arm forward and switch. This one's harder to talk through. You can stretch back through a down dog briefly if you need it before you continue. Come back to down dog, take a breath. And then come forward through plank, chaturanga to the ground. Hands really wide this time. Come into a king cobra, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, drag your heart forward. And lower to the ground. Open your arms wide like the letter T. Let's take a quick chest stretch. Bend your left elbow. Come onto your left hand fingertips and push into them to stretch through the right shoulder. Maybe you bring the left leg behind you to deepen, but you don't need to. Head can be up or down. And we'll switch sides. Stretch out the left arm, bend the right elbow, come onto right fingertips. Push until you feel your left side chest begin to open in sensation. Maybe you need to bring the right leg behind you to feel it. And we'll slowly come back to center. That felt lovely to me at least. Open up one more time through cobra. Exhale, bend your knees, tuck your toes. Come on into downward facing dog. Let's take a couple breaths here in down dog. Let it be strong, let it be open and long. Drop your head, let it go. Your heels can be up or down, knees straight or bent. Either way, hips are high, spine is long. You bring your left hand to the center of the mat and bring your right hand to your left shin and twist. Look underneath your left arm. Come to center. Right hand to the middle of the mat. Left hand to right shin. Twist under your right arm. Back to center in downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up as you inhale. Bend the knee and open the hip. And as you exhale, bring your right arm towards, your right knee towards your right arm. Your knee tuck. Inhale, open up your hip. Exhale, tuck your knee towards your tricep. Last time, inhale, open. Exhale, core compression, squeeze. And step your right foot outside your right hand. Lower your left knee down, open up. Your right knee to the right, flex the toes. Push your right leg away from you with your right hand. Draw the front ribs in. Breathe into your hip for just a couple breaths here. We'll be done before you know it. This is just a quick, invigorating practice. Like I said, I already feel myself starting to wake up. Come back to center. Keep your right leg the way it is and just find a little pulse with your heart open up and down. It's kind of like a half chaturanga with the elbows back, but you're really dragging the heart forward intentionally. Now slowly plant the foot, pick up the back knee, step back to plank pose, hold for a moment, and then back to down dog. Bringing the left leg up right away, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, squeeze left knee to left tricep. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze, rinse out the belly. Last time. And step outside the left hand. Lower the right knee down. Come on the outer edge of the left foot. Flex the toes. Take the left hand to the left thigh and push it away from you as you draw the ribs in. And breathe more into the back side of your body. Really nice. Come back forward, keeping the left leg as is. We're going to do those little half chaturanga heart opening. So you like lower the elbows, drag your heart forward, lift back up. You're getting a hip stretch, a heart opening, and tricep strengthening all in the same movement. Nice little hybrid move. Pick up the back knee, dial the hip in, step the left leg back to plank pose. We're going to hold here just for a moment. And then charge the hips, load them back, bend the knees. And then we're going to hop our feet outside our hands for Milasana. Not really a handstand, just like a low earthy hop. Heels in, toes out, hands at your heart, knees wide. Lift your hips up a little bit with strength and integrity. You're pushing your knees apart with your, not really your knees, more like your inner thighs apart with your arms. And then slightly pushing back with your legs. So you're not only opening your hips, but you're also strengthening your inner thighs. Your hands could be at your heart or in a Hakini mudra, whatever feels better. Keep your low belly engaged. Find a moment of joy here, even if it burns. Eventually bring the hands down. And we can jump or step back to a plank pose. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Upward facing dog. Lift the knees, lift the heart. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. If you need a break, take a child's pose for the next 3 breaths. We're almost there though. Eventually, come on down to your belly, down to your forearms. This is just so we can enter into forearm plank. We're gonna pick up our knees, pick everything up, be on the forearms, the hands. Find some breath here. And then we're gonna tilt onto the left arm, left foot. Pick up the right arm. Maybe stack the right foot on top of the left for a forearm side plank, a form of Shavasana. Keep pushing through the forearm, lifting the hips higher. Come back through forearm plank and switch sides to the right. Keep lifting your hips. Back through forearm plank, last moment. And then lower your hips, come into Sphinx pose. Open your chest, spread your fingers wide. Catch your breath. Nice work. Lower your chest a bit to bring your hands nice and wide. We're going to come into a couple more Cobra Waves. So bring your head down as you exhale. Push through your feet to lift your kneecaps. Your hips still stay on the ground as you inhale. Open up to a nice big cobra, whatever that means in your body. Exhale to lower down. Let your forehead come all the way down. 2 more. It's the last round. So give your all. Wrap the shoulders back. Draw your heart open and forward. Cultivate some energy inside of you. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And lower yourself down. That felt wonderful. Bring your hands under your chest, tug your toes under. Come into a neutral tabletop for a moment, just to catch your breath. That was a lot of back extension. Some people think Cobra is easier than upward facing dog, and I would say that is not true. In my body, Cobra is actually more challenging than upward facing dog. It requires a lot of spinal integrity. All that to say, give your back some time to come back if you feel it. Breathe into your spine. Let it be puffy and soft for a moment. Then come back to downward facing dog. Last knee tucks. Bring the right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. We're going to exhale, bring the right knee to the left arm. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, open. This time, bring the right knee behind the right wrist for Pigeon Pose. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Flex the right toes, scoot the left foot back. You can keep the toes tucked, or if you untuck them, just make sure they're pointing straight back and not sickling in. It's that same Cobra action. You're pushing down through the foot. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, crawl on down. Maybe make a pillow with your hands. We'll only be here for a short hold today. And we'll come back up. Like I said, a very short hold. Retuck the left toes, step it back to down dog. Inhale, left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, squeeze left knee to right arm. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. last time. And we'll bring it into pigeon. Left knee behind, left wrist, flex the toes. Walk that right foot back. Toes tucked or untucked with the toes straight back and hinge. Nice short, sweet pigeon. Enjoy. Come on back up. Tuck your toes. Come back to downward dog, and then walk your hands all the way to the back of the mat for a nice, juicy Doll Uttanasana. Grab opposite arms and let your upper body just hang. Maybe shake out your neck. Keep tilting your sitting bones high. Start to slow down your breathing. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale a very intentionally spacious halfway lift. So even if you can do it down here, like I could, bring your hands up anyway to create even more space from tail to crown. And then bring your hands behind you to interlace them and come on back down into your fold to get a nice shoulder stretch in. Full body awakening. We bend the left knee and twist open to the right. To center and switch, bend the right knee, twist open to the left. To center, release the hands. And we're just going to come into a seat any old way. You don't have to slide through, but if you want to, you can try. Let's just take a couple breaths here in Tadasana. Bring your hands by your side, staff pose. From there, we're going to come on down onto our back for some final back bends. Maybe grab a drink of water before you recline. And then we're going to wrap up practice really quickly. On your back body, we'll start with some bridge, and then we'll turn it into Urvadhanurasana, upward facing bow, if you like that. We didn't do like a ton of back bending. We did a good amount. We did cobras and things like that, high lunge opening. So we did enough to be prepared. But if your back only wants bridge, know that that's fine and you can stay there, okay? So while we're prepared for it, also don't feel like you have to go deeper than your body wants to go. Okay, rant over. We're going to push down through the feet, lift up the hips. Push down gently through the back of the skull to elongate the back of your neck. You could bring your hands underneath you to interlace, scoot those shoulders underneath. Nice back extension, strong legs, hugging to center. And like I said, you can stay here or you can release the clasp. Bring your hands by your ears, elbows point up. Spread the fingers wide, push into the fingers more than the wrists. And start by coming up onto the top of your head. From there, push into your arms as straight as you're able. Use your legs to support you. Use the strength in your legs and push your heart open. 3 breaths. Eventually, slowly lower yourself down, 1 vertebra at a time. Bring your feet wide and your knees to touch and center for constructive rest. Let your low back come back in its time. Patience in the practice. You can be energized and patient. This might seem contradicting. We know that we love a good paradox in the practice. You can scoot your hips over to the left and let your knees gently tilt to the right for a gentle supine twist. Let your heart rate slow down. Come to center. Scoot your hips off to the right and let your knees go to the left. Gentle twist now. Slowly come back to center. Bring your knees out by your rib cage and grab the outer edges of your feet for a Nonda Milasana, happy baby pose. Glue your sacrum to the ground, open your hips to the sky. Maybe find a little rock side to side. If there's any other final shapes you need to feel complete in your vinyasa practice today, you are most welcome to take them now. Otherwise, if you're ready to conclude, you can bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, an honest embrace, a promise to yourself that you're going to operate from the place of love in your practice. Even as you're trying to strengthen, even as we're trying to reach vigor, meet our edge, we do so from a place of loving ourselves. And we won't settle for anything less. As you're ready, please stretch your limbs long. Open your palms up. We'll take a very short mini Shavasana together for just about a minute. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Big breath out the mouth. And enjoy your rest, and I'll awaken you in about a minute or so. Of course, if you have time for a longer Shavasana, I really do encourage that. But if you're in a bit of a hurry and need to get on with your day, you can start to bring some movement into wrists and ankles, fingers and toes, inviting deeper breath into your system. Bend your knees, roll on over into a fetal position on either side of your body. Push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, and just close your eyes for a few breaths. Noticing how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally. Hopefully you're feeling energized yet grounded, vigorous, ready for a new day. I certainly am. Thank you so much for waking up with me. I'll see you again very soon with another practice. Have a great day.